Hi, welcome back to Do Fix Differently. In this episode, I want to talk about electronic specs, one of our favorite topics, and answer the question that people ask me a lot, which is, I like the idea of electronic specs, but I'm a little bit concerned that nobody is ready to accept these things. And if that's you, then you might have missed the point, and we'll get into that in a moment. But just before we do, I just want to quickly remind you, if you like the content that we're putting out here, please go and show us a little bit of love on YouTube. Keep us going, keep us creating content. Click the notification, subscribe on the channel. So let's get started. Okay, so one of the biggest questions I always get is machine readable specifications. We understand it. These things should not be in a PDF format anymore. Now it should be in a structured electronic machine readable format. But what happens if my customers aren't demanding it today? Or what happens if they're not ready to accept it? And the message I want to get across in this video is, if that's you, if you feel that that's the case, then you've probably missed the point of what we're trying to achieve with electronic specs. Electronic specs, in our definition, are a combination of two important elements. The first is human readable text. So everything that's currently in your PDF that describes, this is the message, this is our symbology, this is, an appendix of workflows or something like that. All of that stuff is part of an electronic spec in our definition. It is not purely the second part of this, which is a list of fields and enumerations. Okay, so a quick fix file, for example, is a list of fields and enumerations. That is half of what we consider to be an electronic spec. An electronic spec combines structured content, fields, enumerations, messages, and human readable elements, which is all of the text that you normally find inside of a PDF document. If you are concerned that customers aren't ready to accept these documents, then I suggest you've missed the point, and you've missed the point because actually these documents are designed for you, to make you and your firm far more automated and far more efficient. And let me dive into exactly what I mean there. So recently we put out our 5 principles for fixed connectivity, and I want to refer to 2 of them right here. The first one is API first. That's principle number 1. And that says that your API is your business, and therefore it should be the very first thing that you think about and not the last thing that you think about. API first in the REST world has allowed people to design APIs interactively before a single line of code is even written, and then to push that design all the way through their development and QA process. That's the goal that we're looking for. Principle number 4 of our 5 principles says you should be looking to automate and integrate as much as you possibly can across your business. And an electronic spec is one of the key ways in which you can achieve that. So an electronic spec is a single document that can be given to a customer, and they can read it, view it on some sort of parser or some sort of display. But it also, because it contains this structured set of fields, messages, and enumerations, that part of the same document can be pushed into automated processes such as parsing mechanisms for production data, certification tooling to work out whether customers can actually correctly talk to your API, or automated QA test case generation. All of these things can all run off that one single description of your API. It can also be easily converted into other formats. So for example, you could convert an electronic document into a quick fix XML file, drop that into your fix engine, and away you go. Your fix engine now can start talking in that particular language. Okay, so the important thing to take away from this discussion is that it's all about having a single document that can be reused across your organization, and that's how you unlock the efficiency. Now, you might still be thinking, well, Chris, that makes a lot of sense, but my customers always ask me for the PDF. And if I can't give them a PDF, then I'm failing them, or it doesn't matter, they're going to ask for it anyway, so I still have to do it. And I would ask you to actually think about what you're saying there. Most of these PDF documents are, at least 80 pages long. Some of them go into multiple hundreds of pages long. If you are sent a PDF document that is 200 pages long from somebody, are you going to print it? You. Are you going to print it? The answer is no. You will do probably exactly what I do, which is skim through it at best. I'm just scroll. I am definitely not going to print this. So if you think that you need to produce a PDF document for customers because they're going to print it out, that is flat out wrong. People do not consume documents like that anymore. They do want to pick pieces out of that document, and for that, PDF is an absolutely terrible format because it's really hard to get data out of a PDF in a meaningful, helpful way. And so you're actually not really helping them at all with PDF. Instead, a much better way of doing it is to convert that structure into something that can sit in a web portal, because after all, looking at a document on a web portal where it's just one scrolling page is essentially the equivalent of exactly what you would do with a PDF, which is open it on your computer and scroll through it. Again, you're not printing these things out. The user experience is actually very similar from a reading perspective, but inside of a portal, you have a huge amount more opportunity to reuse that documentation on your customer's side. So again, electronic documentation contains a structured image of fields, messages, and enumerations that can immediately go into parsing tools to help your customers in their development section. It can help them auto-generate configuration files for their fix engine and so on and so forth, right? So there is a massive step change that is underway as people move towards electronic specifications. If you're interested to learn more about this, please go out and check finspec.io, which is our open source JSON schema for financial services API connectivity, or also download our application, the FixSpec app, from our website, which is absolutely free to do. And you will see firsthand just how user-friendly it is to view documentation in this online portal structure and what it can do for both you as an author and for your customers as readers. So I hope this helps clarify a little bit about electronic specs, how they fit in, how it's a step change in terms of your internal use, but also your external use. If you are fixated purely on producing PDFs for your customers, you have missed the point, because there's a lot of benefit that you can get internally just by producing these things yourself. Hope this helps. If you want any more information about FinSpec, please do drop us a call, drop us a line, or leave a comment in this video as well. Hope to see you next time for the next Do Fix Differently.